Good morning, everybody. Welcome to What Are You Doing with your host, truly, Tommy Waters, where I talk about whatever I want, whenever I want. Today in studio, I got...
Whatever you want?
Exactly. You know, we really force that here. We really try to shove it down people's throats that this entire show is a pun.
Yes.
So,
which, it's a great pun at that as well.
I try. You know, it took me a very long time to figure this out. But you know what? I'm happy how it turned out. So
I like this show. This is up there with Block Rock for me, or Block Rocks, or I don't even know the name of the show. It's a mythical show on these WRSU airwaves from last year. I don't think
a
it's
legacy of the past,
yeah,
if you will.
That was the one show like I wanted to be on, and I just wanted to talk to Joey about just some weird music.
Just Joey Blocks.
Yeah.
Joey Blocks, the man, the myth, the legend, but don't sell yourself short here. In studio today, I have Robert Baxter, which I never knew your first name, and Nala last week said, hey, Rob was in here with me, and I'm like, who is Rob? What do you...
You're another one. Finally, there's another person. So I usually go by Baxter.
Yeah.
Because, like, I went to middle school with my brother, and my brother was Derek. So, like, I was like, all right, I'll be Baxter. Like... So I was Baxter all through like middle school, all through high school, and I always love to hear people who say, what's your last name?" Because they think Baxter's my first name. So I'm very happy to know that you thought that you did not know my first name. That makes me extremely happy, and I did my job.
Why, you don't like it?
No, I enjoy my first name. Robert's a good first name. It's just funny to me that people do not understand that that's not my my first name. It'd be even funnier if Baxter was my last name, but it is. That'd be
just some nickname someone gave you one day.
I mean, yeah. I've only...
So why do you go by just Baxter then? Like,
Baxter sounds a lot better. There's a lot of Roberts in the world, so I will often just say Baxter. Like, it depends on the situation. Like, sometimes I'll introduce myself as, oh, I'm Robert, and then somebody else will be like, no, he's Baxter. So, like, the sports department, I introduced myself as Robert. Like, hi, everybody, I'm Robert, I'm new here. And I think Justin was like, no, you're Baxter. I was like, okay, I'm Baxter.
All right, I guess I'm Baxter, so.
Yeah. I don't have the cojones to fully invest in the Baxter name, but it will come eventually where I am just Baxter.
I have a similar situation where whenever I introduce myself to someone, I always go by Tommy.
You always go full name.
I always say Tommy Waters, but most of the time, like if like, you know, those like stupid, oh my gosh, icebreakers you do
I was
in the beginning
like
of class.
The involvement fair things.
Something like that. Whenever
you have to introduce to multiple people.
Whenever I meet someone for the first time, I always do Tom, and I don't know why. I think it just sounds more.
I'm Tom Waters.
I'm Tom Waters. Nice to meet you.
That sounds like a guy who does like NBC News. He's like, we're gonna be talking about Katrina. I'm Tom Waters. Here's what's going on. Like,
I haven't reached, but the thing in my family is I'm like a third generation Tom. So there'll be a point
you're
where
Tommy Waters the third.
Yes. So the middle names are different, but if you just say Thomas Waters, it'll technically yes, I am the third.
Thomas Waters.
I never introduced myself.
Go by the third. Go by the third.
Thomas Waters the third.
Yeah, that sounds so like that's a weird name to have like the third. I've always thought of people who have the third at the end of their name. It's more of like an elegant name. Tommy Waters, not an elegant name, but it's a cool name and it's a great name because everyone knows water.
There you go. It is spelled different though. That's a big problem.
What?
Yeah, it's not spelled the same way. It's Watters.
I've only written it because I think I had to write down Tommy Waters one time. I wrote it just water.
Everyone does it, but technically, if you only add the one T, it's pronounced Watter.
Watter.
In the context of my name.
What?
Right? I know. So.
Where are you from? Where that's pronounced Watter?
Scotland.
All right, Scottish people. I'm Irish, German, and Scottish, so that's not too weird.
How much Irish though?
Irish I think is 50, German and Scottish is 25.
Not bad. So, I'm like 85 Scottish, 14 Italian, and actually this one was funny. I'm 1% European Jewish. So,
do you know who it was?
No, we do not. So we don't know where on the family tree someone did that. But someone on the family tree was Jewish.
Yeah.
So which which is very odd, you know?
Yeah, that's
Like,
weird for that just to come up because that isn't really like European Jewish. Like European is a location. Jewish is, I guess, state of mind.
It's like I forget the exact thing, but there is like this sort of, it's hard to explain. It's kind of like post World War II era of Judaism.
I mean, well, all right. So in World War II, they were kind of spread out. After World War II, they kind of spread out everywhere, specifically everywhere but Germany, funny enough. But yeah, it's weird to have like a religion in the part of your location. Like, to me, that would be like Middle Eastern Muslim. Like, that just doesn't seem right.
I wouldn't know. So
Yeah, that just...
my father did this ancestry test. We got it for his birthday last year. So, and I could kind of assume that I'm a
He
little...
had to spit in the cup or whatever.
I think I had to do like the cotton swabs or something.
Yeah.
Fun fact, quick little point of order. I'm actually the fourth, not the third.
You're the
So
fourth.
just got a text from my father checking in.
He's like, listen...
Make sure you get this
Thomas
right.
Waters didn't name my grandfather Thomas Waters for no reason.
There you go. So
It's too many.
that's a lot of water. You know, some might say too much water.
So,
But you know what I
Do
say?
you know their middle names?
My father's middle name is Anthony. My grandfather's middle name began with an O. I think
Otto.
No, it wasn't Otto. I think it was on.
I have an Otto in my
Really?
family. Yeah,
Really?
we have an Otto. I think it's Otto Schilling.
Schilling.
Yeah, that's my grandma's. It was either Otto Schilling or Otto Baxter. But yeah, he owned a pub, and I want that sign. We have a sign at my grandparents' house that's Otto's Pub, and I really want that sign because it's fluorescent and it's very obnoxious, but it's a funny sign. Sorry,
Nice.
I did not mean to cut you off.
No, it's
with
fine. Listen,
my auto talk.
we just gotta keep moving. By the way, I'm just getting note here. Another point of order. O'Neill. So
O'Neill.
and I didn't even know I was a fourth.
Man,
so.
I'm gonna disappoint your parents so much. They're gonna be like, "Who are they? Who is he having on? Like this kid who could barely speak in an intellectual sentence for Tommy Waters."
Let me tell you something. I've been feeling a little under the weather as of
both.
late. So, oh my gosh, I just got over this beginning of the week. Last week, I had like a sore throat that lasted a day. Got better.
Yeah.
Next day, I had the sniffles. Got better. Went home for the weekend. I worked this big festival for. You ever heard of the Elks Lodge?
Elks Lodge. It sounds familiar.
It's like an organization across the country. Like we just do charity work for different types of people, veterans, special needs children, that sort of thing. So I had this big party. I worked security out all day, and now I wake up the next morning, yesterday, and I feel just awful. So I got this cough. I sound all congested.
I think we're in the same thing, and I think there's one person to blame here, and I believe he's in the studio. I believe it might be Matt Sirianni who got us all sick.
For me, it was one of my roommate's girlfriends.
All right.
So
Your roommate's girlfriend or your roommate's dating Matt Sirianni?
No, no, sirree. No.
But like yesterday, so I was enjoying my Saturday night watching some college football. Ordered a jersey that I forgot about until Sunday morning. It was that kind of night.
Of course, yeah.
And it was an awesome jersey. It was the jersey of Rodrigo Blankenship, who is a kicker for Georgia. It's a very obscure player.
Why?
Kind of looks like you.
Really?
Yeah. If I'll pull up a picture right
Must
now.
be good looking, then.
He kind of has. I don't want to say he kind of has like the Amish beard, like the little neck beard thing that goes all the way down. And he wears glasses, which is weird because he wears like rec specs as an adult.
Really?
Yeah. So
Well, aren't those are more like sports goggles or something, right?
Yeah, they're
so
sports goggles.
I can understand that. So
And apparently, like I think they said he's legally blind, like without his glasses. That's Rodrigo Blankenship. You're just missing the mustache.
I can't do the mustache though.
Yeah.
So it's
See, I can only do mustache. Like everything else grows in patchy. I can't connect mustache to beard.
Neither
It's
can I.
tough.
I don't. The mustache is kind of annoying for me because it gets very like itchy and there's no hair grows
Yeah.
underneath the nose, which isn't
That's
the
weird.
Isn't
That's
the end
even
of the
weird.
world?
Yeah. Well, that's a weirder look. If you just have two mustaches,
Yeah.
like you have to have that unistache.
I'd like the unistache. So
Yeah.
If it managed to connect down into the rest of the beard, then I think I'd be all right. But it doesn't.
Yeah.
And all this up here, like on my cheeks and stuff.
How long have you been growing that for?
About 2 weeks now, 3 weeks.
2 weeks.
So
So you shave it off every like month or two.
I don't shave it off. Like I might.
You do the trimmer.
I do. Oh yeah, I trim it because I want to keep it short. In fact, this is getting a little long for me right now.
Yeah.
Because I remember last year I got it like kind of longer, and I started looking a little Amish.
Yeah.
Little Amish, little Irish. Which no judgment or anything. But
Well, Irish people aren't known for the strongest of facial hair.
as fair point. So, but not a look for me. Not a look for me.
Yeah.
I like it a bit shorter. So.
But so I woke up Sunday morning, and I had all congestion, and I think I have a sneeze.
Bless you.
I was like, I think I have a sneeze right now.
That
and
is
I did.
comedic timing right there.
Yeah. So I woke up. I woke up Sunday morning, and I just had like, that my nose felt fine. I wasn't like sniffling or anything like that. My throat felt fine. It's in between the nose and the throat. Like it's just dry.
Oh.
So, like it's awful, and I'm sitting there like sniffling back does nothing, coughing does nothing. So it's kind of like you have to do that like deep like that sort of
the
thing.
Velociraptor, as I call it.
Yeah, you have to do like the snore. You have to, and that's what I have to do if I want any sort of relief.
Just some kind of relief.
Yeah.
So you're sitting there in a quiet classroom now, and you just got to let loose a little Velociraptor. So.
Yeah, and it's so gross. And the highlight of my day has been showering. Because
Really?
Showering is that hot air and that hot water.
Just getting that all in your sinuses,
yeah. Oh, that's good.
I don't know what it is. I think it's just like the moisture and humidity just clears everything up.
I sat in the shower. I'm a shower sitter every now and again. Yeah.
I've never sat in a shower.
Do
you have a seat or you just sit on the ground?
I just sit on the ground. It's very weird. I know it's weird. It isn't every single time, but it's like once a week I'll sit on the floor in the shower and
just think.
Yeah. But today was one of those days. Like I woke up, started showering at I think like 6:50, and showered for like 20 minutes and just sat there just like trying to get everything out, and it didn't work because I'm still congested. So it's a real rough life. But yeah, I've been a shower sitter for a long time.
I can't do it, like
there was a point in my life like I would say all through high school, I sat in the shower every single day.
Really?
It's so comfortable. Like you just sit there, let all the water come down. Uh-oh, somebody commenting on me being a shower sitter?
No, I'm just getting texts from people saying, how they do like you, my mother especially.
Nah, that's a lie. She's just buttering me.
No.
There's nothing she can get out of this.
Well, that's the point of the show, though. We just kind of ramble.
Introduce
it's
random
water
people.
you up to, and this is what you do.
And this is water falling down me.
There you go. See? Perfect. I
yeah.
think every week now it's just going to be shower talk. Just what
talk?
you do in the shower. What are you doing in the shower? No, we're not doing that.
I've never been the singer, though, in the shower. Like, I will hum things. I don't listen to music in the shower, so it would be weird. Like, it would just be me singing to myself. Like,
I do that anyway, so. Because, funny story about myself.
All right.
Back in sophomore year, I was tricked into doing a musical for the school.
How did they trick you?
All right. This is a side story. Excuse me. But basically, men never want to go out for musicals.
Yeah.
So, but
I wish I did. I really wish I did.
It was fun, but I wouldn't do it again.
All right.
So I go there. A couple of my friends who were in the musical, they're like, "Tommy, could you come and help us? We need help doing doing some stuff." And I'm like, "You know what? Sure."
You got guilted in.
I was like, "Yeah, no problem." So I get there. They say, "All right." Then one of the teachers comes up to me and says, "Hey, we're gonna put you over here. Do you know how to do the moves?" I'm like, "Whoa. What do you mean moves?"
Life comes at you quick.
And I'm like, "You're here to join?" And I'm like, I was here to help." And like, "Yeah, and you're gonna help us by joining." And I'm like, "Okay." So it was very long.
What musical?
It was Curtains. So
I don't know Curtains.
I played gay guy number 3. So yeah.
So there's a 1 and a 2. Those guys were more important, and then they're like, all right, we need a third. Like number 3 dropped out on us. He didn't have enough lines.
This is funny because there were people that kept dropping out of like the thing. So they said, "Tommy, you're going to do this number now." So I ended up doing like 6 dance numbers. I don't have a musical bone in my body.
Now the best would be what is it? What's the one with one of them has tap dancing in it?
This one does have tap dancing.
That has tap dancing?
Thank goodness they didn't put me during that because I could not learn that.
I feel like tap dancing, you got to do the...
I can't... I don't know how you move your feet that fast, so...
I've tried, like, somebody brought in tap dancing shoes, like, I forget what work I was at, but they they tap danced, and I was like, that's a little weird. Like I've always wondered what those shoes were like, and I put them on, and those are like I can't get them working. Like,
right?
I just basically stomp down on the ground
And
and
just
yeah.
it's not the
Yeah, they go.
you gotta like real. There's some type of art to it, so I commend anyone for
That and the
tap dancing.
that and the ballerinas who could like bend their feet in
bend
that
their toes
weird,
in, and walk on their.
I mean, I could walk on my toes, but I could do that on ice skates. But
let me finish this story. I'll get
I'm
to it.
sorry.
No, it's fine.
I'm sorry.
So,
back to curtains.
back to curtains. So it's opening night of the show. All right, I've been practicing. I'm in my cowboy outfit because basically the show is like.
Were you the Village People?
No, no, we were not. Basically, it's a play about a play, but someone gets murdered during practice for that play. So
I like that story.
it was pretty good. I liked it.
That's
so.
a great story.
But opening night, the music teacher comes up to me and says, "Tommy, you have such a lovely voice, but please do not sing in tonight's performance." And that was the funniest moment of my life because I cannot sing. So
I mean, the funniest moment of my life is also like one of the most awkward moments of my life, and it's a phenomenal.
I didn't care. I was like, all right, Miss B, you know.
No, that's you getting out of that. Like that's you out of that situation. It's like, oh,
Did I still sing in the performance? Absolutely, you know.
I mean, so this wasn't the funny moment, but I've always cherished this. You know, you had to play the recorder in like middle school.
Yes.
All right, so we had to play the recorder, and I didn't feel like playing the recorder. It's a stupid instrument. It sounds very dumb. Like, no one in their adult life plays a recorder. Even Katy Perry, like, she had a recorder solo, and she messed up because it was pre-recorded because she didn't want to play the stupid recorder. So I just sat there kind of, like, miming it, like, as if I was charming a snake. Like, just doing, like... And then I decided I was like, I'm gonna sabotage this. So I just started playing wrong notes, and when there were pauses, I'd go. But yeah, that was me on the recorder.
We had back in elementary school. Do you remember like these multicolored wooden sticks that you would bang together? They were ribbed, not for pleasure.
No,
so
I don't remember those.
they were these like they came in like few. What are you dropping around here?
Hold on,
So-
I'll describe it. I use the iPhone
okay.
brick, and you know you could pop out like the little thing.
I did not know that.
So you could pop this little thing out. And I popped it out, but it shot at my chest and then flew on the floor. So that's what's going on.
now
right
you're sabotaging my show. Jeez.
Yeah.
So
This is backs going on.
backs to the future, you know. So actually, that's a
I
good,
always got backstabber.
really
Yeah.
not bad.
Yeah.
No, were you a backstabber?
No.
But it's just kind of works. So.
Yeah, it does.
You want to know what I got?
All right.
Well, this one's a bit risque. I can't but this one's a bit risque. So
WRSU After Dark right now.
right. Welcome,
Welcome to the main.
welcome everybody to Waters After Dark with your host Tommy Waters. So maybe next semester we'll switch it up because
I am Cornelius Felia.
So. And you know how they assign you like a school username back in
Yeah.
elementary school, and usually it was the first letter of your first name followed by your last name. So
Yes.
you were R. Baxter.
Yeah.
I was T. Waters, 17. 17 was the year I graduated. Do you see where this is going? Now, for the longest time, I had absolutely no idea what this meant.
That's a great.
Middle school comes, so I make all of my social media accounts
Little
with this little username. So with T. Waters, 17.
It's amazing.
So then people came up to me and they start calling me a much more abbreviated version of this.
Yeah.
So if you can
Yeah, that one, there needed to be somebody to scan those names.
now,
Anything that turns into a real world, a real life word, not a good name.
so people would kept calling me this name and it became like a nickname of mine. I had no idea what it meant.
And until you're out in public and you cut somebody off and they're like, hey, you.
Yep. Then one of my friends in 8th grade said, "Tommy, do you know what that means?" I'm
Yeah.
like, "No." And I'm like, "Tommy," and he finally explained it to me. And I'm like, "Well, it's too late to go back now, so I've accepted the T.
Yeah.
Waters lifestyle."
And then everybody started knowing it, and then it was.
Then
just
everyone
funny.
knew, and then it was the end of that was the end of the line. So
Yeah.
it wasn't like people were making fun of me.
Yeah.
It was like it
Well,
was funny
It was funny because
because it's funny because it's
it
just
sets up its own joke.
it's its own joke. So
So I didn't tell you this story about the funniest, most awkward time of my
Please.
life. And I have a wedding coming up soon, and it happened at a wedding.
Ooh.
So I was put at the kids table, like kids table. We were all like 16 to 23, but we were all the younger group. So all the slow songs come on, and usually they'll play like 2-3 slow songs. You know how that goes. So I was sitting at the table, and I've been talking to like the family members all night, because it was like you just talk to people randomly at the table at a wedding.
Of course.
And everybody else got up to start dancing, and it was just me and this one girl at the table. And she was like looking at the dance floor like a dog looks at somebody outside the shop window, just like, come, like I wish I was out there. So what would you do in that situation?
Well, in that situation, I'd probably go up to her and be like, would you like to dance?
All right, so I did that. I go up to her, I say, hey, would you like to dance? She says, no, I don't like dancing. So I go back, I sit back down. And then it's just me and her at the table, and then her younger sister comes up. Younger sister goes up to her, and then her and her younger sister go up and slow dance on the dance floor.
Oof.
So now I'm just alone at a table, and I start laughing because I understand the humor in that situation. And I think it left like 20 minutes after that because I was like, there's no recovering from that. Like, that's just that's a rough thing. Like, I planned on sleeping over that night. And then I was like, well, I haven't had anything to drink. I was like, I'll just go home. Like, and I drove like an hour home. But
whose wedding was it?
so funny enough, the wedding that I'm going to recently is the guy who got married's brother. So it's a good family friend, like good family friend's kids. So this is the middle brother, and then the youngest brother's my age. So we have a little bit of time before the youngest brother gets married. So I will be seeing that girl again. And I think I learned my lesson. Not going to ask her to dance.
I think that's a terrible mistake. I think you should go up to her and be like, hey, remember that really awkward situation you put me in?
So
you owe me a dance.
So there was, at the time, so I had previously been a little bit more hefty, and I just got in good shape. So I was like, I'm feeling good, feeling fine. I was like, all right, I'm going to ask her to dance, and then we're going to dance. And I didn't wait for like the first song. I waited for the second song. And it was like, all right, at most we'll have one more song. Like, let's do this. Like, let's go out for a dance. Absolutely nothing. She just danced with her sister. Slow dance with her sister, by the way. Very funny. Uh-oh.
No, this one's fine.
All right.
You're fine. Keep going.
I keep seeing you get your phone off, and I'm like,
I got
oh,
a lot
no.
of. I actually have a pretty decent amount of people who listen to the show.
Oh no, I'm embarrassing myself.
No, you're doing great.
Listen to me on the crew on Fridays where I just kind of talk, and then earlier, like before this, I was doing the morning show with Nala, Caleb, and Chris Sakonis.
Make sure you tune in every Monday. That's every day, right?
Every morning.
Every morning.
Well, every
from 8 to
morning,
10.
but I'm only on Monday. Monday's kind of like, I don't want to say. Monday is.
I love your guys'
we
show.
we were the test group. Like, we were the ones who met with Pav beforehand and went through the schedule and did all that. So I feel like we're kind of like a test group. But yeah, it's a fun group. I think we have a good time, and we have a good show Monday mornings.
I like your guys' show. Very free form. You know, when I do it on Wednesdays with Bennett. You know? Bennett, Justin does sports, and Ryan Margolis does
News.
Thank you very much. So, and we just play like a lot of music, which is, I get that's what the show is.
No, we like to. We now have segments like we have Florida Man News. I give a new news story that came out of Florida today. I had 5.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot going on in Florida.
Florida's a.
We could break into some Florida Man News right now. I don't care.
I'd love to hear some.
All
of
right,
that.
so a man.
Well, hold on now.
Oh,
This is gonna segue into my next segment now of Down the Rapids.
Down the Rapids.
Yeah, it's what's been going on in the world. What's going on with you?
What's going on in Florida?
Yeah, what's going? So in this case, we could just make it about Florida. So.
So there was a 6-year-old who was arrested with battery. She was put in handcuffs.
I heard about this.
Yeah. It's that was great.
That came out of Florida?
Yeah, that's out of Florida.
Sense. That makes sense.
There was a guy who got caught drunk driving. Like, he ran a red light. They went to go pull him over, and he just didn't stop. Like, he kept driving at like 10 miles an hour.
That's a nice speed chase.
Yeah, that was. They had to stop him with the stop sticks, which is the sticks with the nails in it.
Oh, the spike strips.
Yeah, so they popped his tires.
Stop sticks.
No, that's what they're called.
I've never heard them
they're
called.
stop sticks.
I've always heard them. I always thought they were called spike strips.
Well, they are spike strips, but there's sticks as well, where you throw out the stick. The strips, like it. It's
You know
a
what? I'll
different
take
thing.
your word. Whatever. I'll take your word for it.
You could have pretty much ran up beside him and like slashed his tires at that rate. Like he was not going at a fast speed. I think he hit like what caused him to stop the high speed chase was he ran into a basketball hoop.
Okay.
Which shows you how slow he was going was because he was stopped by a basketball hoop. Then there was a guy who was arrested for crawling underneath tables and sniffing people's feet.
Sniffing people's feet.
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah.
I had to catch up with that one.
Yeah,
So.
he was sniffing people's feet. Very interesting Florida man news story. And then my personal favorite of today. This actually came up last night. I saw it first. A guy got a $500 fine for obstruction of justice. And what he did was when they asked for his name, he said bend over. He just kept saying bend over was his name. Not his name. Got a $500 fine for giving fake information to a police officer. Very well worth it. I kind of want to start a GoFundMe to fund this guy's ticket because he's a menace. He cannot be stopped. So that's rough waters for me, at least, in
Rough
Florida.
water. Not bad. Ooh, not bad, you know.
What was it? Rapid waters?
Down the rapids.
Down the
So,
rapids.
Down the rapids.
Yeah,
so-
sorry. There's so many water puns in your show.
Right? I try. So, yeah, well, we're going to actually take a quick break right now, which I try to do a relevant song to what we're talking about, but I figured, you know what? Let's just do a water song today, you know?
Can you play Smoke on the Water?
I think, sure. Why not,
Yeah.
you know? So,
I saw you loaded up a song, and I was like, Smoke on the Water is a good song. I would love some Smoke on the Water right now.
you got it, so. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I know it's your show.
No, hey, listen, what I usually like to do is I like to hear what other people want to hear, so, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. So
All right.
we'll be right back. Make sure you stay tuned to What Are You Doing with Tommy Waters and, of course, Robert Baxter here on 88.7 WRSU FM, New Brunswick.
That album starts with Highway Star. Just love that album. Very good band, too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I agree. I love, like, the classic rock and that sort of thing. That's my coup de grace. The other day when I'm on here with Bennett, he's playing like all this. Hey, what songs do you know on this list? And I'm like,
None of them. I know.
I know Pompeii. I know them.
Yeah. So
or Bastille, whatever their name is.
yeah. I think Bastille
Is it Bastille their name or is
Yeah.
it Pompeii their name?
I don't know. That just doesn't sound familiar.
You know, not if you close your eyes. Hey,
No,
you don't never heard that
Never
one?
heard that song.
Ah, you would.
So like
so.
we last week I played "Wish You Were Here" by Pink Floyd. Like I will play like good music, like music from this generation, but I can't get into like some of the poppy stuff. Even though some of it is good, like we were playing American Boy with Kanye earlier. Love that. I'm a big Kanye guy, but yeah, I prefer like classic rock. I've been on a big bluegrass phase recently. So I'm actually flying out to Steamboat Springs, Colorado for a bluegrass festival.
Really?
Yep, my brother lives in Telluride, Colorado, so he's gonna meet me in Steamboat.
You know, you're kind of ahead of me on the curve. This is next segue into my next segment, which not that. Don't worry about that right now. Oh, you'll see. Oh, you'll see. So
I am very concerned.
not with that. So basically, this one is down the stream, right? No, up the stream.
Up
That's
the
what I call
stream?
up the stream. This is what are you going to be doing? You know, in
What
the future.
am I
so-
going to be doing?
so-
I'm probably going to a Patriots game soon
Why?
this season. I'm a Pats fan.
Why?
I have an aunt and uncle in Boston, and in Maine, but I say in Boston because no one knows Kennebunk, Maine, other than people who are familiar with George Bush. But yeah, so they're in Kennebunk, Maine, and they're season ticket holders of the New England Patriots.
Really?
So they
All right.
apparently I may be getting a ticket or two
Not bad.
to go to a Patriots game. But in February, in the middle of winter, I'm going out to Steamboat for a bluegrass festival in Yeah, in just the middle of Steamboat, in the middle of the mountains. They're going to be playing. It'll probably snow during some of the shows, but
That's going to be fun.
yeah, they have heated stages and everything,
Wow.
so it's pretty cool.
Nice.
They haven't announced the lineup yet, but I don't think it matters. Like, I'm very much invested. I already booked a hotel and I booked my airfare.
That's how it was. I went to Warped Tour over the summer. So,
yeah,
and
they brought that back. I thought it was the final Warped Tour.
This one was the final one. There was only it wasn't a full show. It wasn't a full tour. Like they only had like 4 shows.
Yeah,
one in California, one in Oklahoma or Idaho, I don't know, and then one in Atlantic City.
yeah.
So obviously, me and my buddy, he's gone to these things for years now. He's been dragging me ever
There
since.
will be more Warped Tours.
Absolutely, they'll do something similar next
Yeah.
year. This one was very successful, so it probably won't be called Warped Tour, but it'll be something. It'll be something of that nature. So
And you guys went down to who was playing? I'm guessing like Blink 182.
Blink closed it,
Yeah.
so they were like the big showstopper. So the only band I actually knew and wanted to see there, well, I knew Blink, but there were a few other bands there.
I never grew up like a Blink 182 guy.
I didn't care.
Yeah.
The only band I really wanted to see there, Bowling for Soup. So, you ever heard of them?
Yeah. Aren't they? What's their song?
Oh, you know it. You ever heard of Stacy's Mom?
1980s?
There you go.
There we go.
1985. You know?
1980. 1985.
There you go. Someone who knows Bowling for Soup.
Yeah.
Thank you. You know Stacy's Mom?
Yeah, Stacy's Mom.
They didn't sing
That's
that.
Fountains of Wayne. Come on,
Ooh,
man.
you know that. Wow.
Come on, man.
Because the whole joke is they sound like the people who
Yes.
sung that, so, and everyone thinks they did.
Well, I mean,
Wow. Man, you are.
Stacy, Madonna, way before Nirvana.
I don't know the exact words, but I could still
Oh my
mosh to
gosh!
that.
So I'm looking up Warped Tour from 1998. Where did they go so far downhill? So they had Rancid, Bad Religion, No Effects, The Specials, Civ. Yeah, H2O, which is a straight edge punk band. Like, that was a good lineup that year.
Well, I think it's just all about times are changing, so like music evolves and everything. So
Yeah, I'm looking to see if I could find the actual lineup for last year's Warped Tour, but apparently they don't even want to advertise that.
I should. I don't know, but
Yeah,
it was a really fun time. So it was.
I've always heard like everybody's always said like it's a great
This one was
tour.
tiring though for multiple reasons. It was 2 days, really hot. It was on the beach. My toe was infected, so I was walking around with a limp.
What?
Yeah, I stubbed my toe really hard, broke a nail, broke the nail right up
best.
clean off of it. So and then it just came infected.
Did you have Good Charlotte play?
Yeah, we did.
All right, so I think I found it. You had CKY. Was it the 25 years show?
Yeah, 25
yeah,
years.
all right, so you had CKY, Andrew WK, who's phenomenal and underrated. The Aquabats, who seem to be on every single show as an undercard. Good Charlotte.
I saw Good Charlotte. I thought they were all right. So
Yeah, I mean, they're another band with like
Really-
1 or 2 songs.
really, I just kind of followed my friend around for these because
Anti-Flag.
I moshed to them.
Yeah,
So and
they're a good mosh band.
because that was
H2O is probably the best mosh band besides CKY.
No, you ever been in there's two Bowling for Soup's pit was nuts, let me tell you. So I had such a great time in that.
Oh, you could have seen Real Big Fish.
I did see Real Big Fish. They were on
Oh.
immediately after Bowling for Soup.
I put Real Big Fish, so we do sports outros at the end of like when we send it to break. I put Real Big Fish in as an outro song.
Really?
Just as a joke.
Huh.
Because that's funny to me. Like no one else thinks about Real Big Fish, but
Because they don't have like the one song everybody knows. So
Yeah, I
like
mean-
when I was listening to them, they played what is the name of the song? I forget. So.
that's the impression that I get. Dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun.
So every
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
other song they did was just a cover of something. So, so, like they did All Star. So they started doing Megalovania at some point, just on the saxophones. So
Yeah, that's weird.
which I was like, this is hilarious. I love it.
I mean, they do seem like a self-aware band.
Oh yeah, they know exactly
But
what they're
the
doing.
craziest pit that I've ever been in. So I flew out to Denver to go see the Misfits. Like they played. I don't know if you know the Misfits, like New Jersey
I'm
band.
familiar. Yeah.
They played their first show with Glenn Danzig in the first time in like 30 years. So I flew out to Denver to go see them play, and yeah, so we were sitting. We got some good got good standing room. Like we planted where we had to be. Like Gogo Bordello was playing on one stage. We planted in front of the Misfits stage, and just waited. And then once they started playing, everybody rushed forward.
Really?
Which like, I got knocked onto the person in front of me, who knocked onto the person. Like everybody went forward, and then like a mosh pit formed around us. Crazy scene.
Oh, I believe it.
And the craziest one that I did see, like I wasn't in it, like that one I was kind of in the mosh pit. The craziest one that I saw was Misfits at Prudential Center, because they moved, you know, those barricades that are supposed to be like stuck into the ground?
Yeah.
They moved that like 5 feet forward.
Really?
Like it pushed up against the stage, and it like trapped the security guard in between the stage and the mosh pit.
Wow.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Dang.
So what's coming up for you?
Me?
Yeah, I
Let's
said
see.
my Bluegrass Festival in Steamboat Springs.
Let's see. Not much really. You know, I just kind of take every day. I got a midterm coming up. No, it's an exam on Wednesday. I got a quiz. I probably have 2 quizzes today. So
Shame on those people who like give you quizzes 2 weeks or give you exams 2 weeks into the course.
it doesn't seem terrible. The only thing I hate about the course is, you know how you're sitting in a massive lecture hall?
Yeah.
No, it's Gen Psych. So
All
intro
right.
to Psych. So usually at this point in the semester, kids stop showing up for class, you know, and it's
Yeah.
only like a few of us in there. Everybody's still there. 300 kids are still sitting all bundled next to each other, and I'm like, this is the worst. Why am I doing this?
I took, I think, Intro to Psych in the movie theater.
That's awesome.
It
So,
was, those seats are so comfortable, and pretty much I just like lounged in a seat the whole time. I think I fell asleep a couple times. Like it was just an easy class. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Like that was my first class here at Rutgers, was in the movie theater. I was like, are all classes in movie theaters? Like how many movie theaters do they have
Really?
here? I mean, not realistically.
'Cause I remember-
but I realized like that was a weird thing to have. Like not many people.
I've always wanted to have a class there. I didn't know if I didn't know what you needed to take, but now I know.
Yeah, there was like, I think it was mental illness or something like that, psychology and mental illness. But it was a very fascinating class, and yeah, just got to sit in the movie theater. It smelled like popcorn. It was pretty cool.
Very nice.
And then one time I stayed after class to go to the movies after.
what
Yeah,
movie did you
I
see?
went to go see Halloween. I saw that. I think we had it here like a week before release.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, I am getting excited though. I'm going to see Joker next week. Is it next week?
I think it is.
I think it's next
either
week.
next week. I thought it was like first week of October,
It
which
is.
I think
so,
next week.
I think it is next week. So
yeah.
that's
I'm
good.
excited for that movie.
It looks incredible. It's the buzz around it is just
People are saying this is like, I mean, they always hype these movies up, but somebody was like, there's superhero movies before the Joker and superhero movies after the Joker. Like, I mean, people were saying about The Dark Knight too, which I think has proved true. Like everything was comic-y before, and now a lot of those comic book movies aren't comic book-y anymore.
I think it. Jeez Louise, that snuck up out of nowhere. It really depends on the studio. Like DC right now, they're trying to find their footing.
Yeah.
And if they could get some good footing with this film,
I mean, Marvel's just wiping the floor with them.
Marvel's doing whatever they want right now.
Yeah.
They could honestly do whatever they want right now, and I'll watch it. You know, I love
Yeah.
them. So
Well, I've told you I'm not a big superhero movie guy.
you ended up watching. Did you end up doing this? Watching the first Iron Man? And
Oh yeah.
So-
I watched Iron Man 1, and that's the last. Like I watched Deadpool. That was the last one that I saw.
that's
I haven't seen
something else.
any of the Avengers.
they're really good. I would highly recommend
know.
you do a watch.
I
so.
know. I'm waiting for the right time for me to just be like, all right, I'm gonna take 3 days and watch them back to back to back to back to back.
You're gonna have to do that like 27 times. So
Yeah.
'cause you got to watch them all. So
Yeah.
you don't need to watch the Incredible Hulk though.
I've been told there's a couple that are skippable.
There are a few. You could skip Thor 2.
I heard Iron Man 2,
You
like
could skip Iron Man 2. It's good because I just
first Thor.
did
I was told Ragnarok is where it actually takes
Ragnarok
hold.
is where they really understood where they wanted to take
Yeah.
Thor's character. So, which is why they're doing a 4th Thor movie.
Yeah.
So Thor 4 more Thor. So that's the official name of the title.
Is it?
No, of course.
Oh,
not.
I was gonna say
called-
that's a little on the nose.
It's called Thor: Love and Thunder. So
I don't think that's a real title.
that's the real title.
That's the real title.
I promise
I
you.
think more Thor.
I like. That's from something. I think that's from. it's a show.
I mean, it reminds me of Arrested
It's like
Development.
it's a cop show. It has Terry Crews in it. So
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
that's what it's called. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's from that. So
That I don't know why, but that reminded me of Arrested Development with Rock Thing and Invisigirl.
no.
They're making fun of the Fantastic Thor or Fantastic Thor.
Fantastic Thor.
Fantastic Thor.
Man, I can't wait for that movie.
He's Stretch Armstrong. But yeah, I haven't been like a superhero movie guy. I'm very excited. I think next month The Irishman comes out, and that's gonna be like 4 hours.
That's a 4 hour. That's like a 3.5 hour film coming on Netflix.
I'm gonna split it up into 3 parts.
I'm gonna wait for reviews on it because
I trust it. I trust Scorsese.
don't worry, I love Scorsese and what he's done and everything, but that's a lot of time to invest into this.
I would have preferred him to say I made a miniseries. Like that's his final,
Right?
Because this will probably be his final movie, if not final like 3 movies. I would have been fine if he was like, I made my first miniseries. It's The Irishman. That's it. Like,
Yeah. I really do appreciate when like a film or like a creator will break it up into like a miniseries.
Yeah.
Because then you get word of mouth going. You keep the hype up.
That's
so.
what was it? Ridiculous 8? What was that?
The Ridiculous 6.
Quentin Tarantino.
Oh no, the Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight. Like that movie, like he filmed like 10 hours of stuff. And he wasn't happy with it, and then he released it as a miniseries. I didn't watch the miniseries.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he released it as a miniseries. I think it's like a 5 or 6 part miniseries.
We'll have to look it up.
Compared to a 2-hour movie.
It's still a really good film, though.
I didn't watch it.
It's really good. So
I also didn't watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I heard that was one of his best, if not his best movie. That
I wouldn't say it's his best, but it's definitely up there. So
I have a hot take. Reservoir Dogs is his best movie.
Really?
Yeah, Reservoir Dogs is great. I like it more than Pulp Fiction.
That's the one film I haven't seen from him yet.
It goes for me. It goes Reservoir Dogs, Django Unchained, and then Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction's up there. Django is amazing. I love Kill Bill.
Oh, and actually, I put Inglourious Bastards before I would put Pulp Fiction.
That's why I love about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's kind of like a similar thing where they take history and just kind of spin it.
Yeah.
Just to make there's Once Upon
it's
a
about
Time.
the Manson.
You know about it,
Manson
the
trial,
Manson murders. So
I mean, I've read there's a book on it called Helter Skelter, written by the guy who was prosecuting them. Very fascinating book. If you're okay reading a 700-page book, it well worth it, and you learn so much about that case. And it's just an interesting.
maybe
case.
eventually.
Yeah.
So if I ever hit rock bottom,
I would say it is the best crime book I've ever read.
How many crime books have you read though?
Well, I'm a criminal justice major, so I've probably.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so
are you a DCIM minor then?
No, I am a political science minor, and I hate it. Absolutely hate it.
So how'd you end up at the radio station?
I had the most amount of credits. Oh, I thought you were gonna say how'd you end up with a political science?
You can tell
minor?
me that too. So.
I had the most amount of credits in that.
Oh,
so I was just like, that's the easiest. How did I end up at the radio station? I'm a big pro wrestling fan, and I said to Just, I was like, I want to cover pro wrestling. Like, I want to do a pro wrestling show. And he's like, oh, yeah, come to the meetings. Still have not covered pro wrestling. I got to cover a motocross event over the summer, but still no pro wrestling talk allowed on the airwaves here.
Really?
It's a real sore subject.
What are you, what year are you, though?
I'm going to be a senior, or I am a senior.
Wow.
So I'm graduating, hopefully.
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 So this is it for you then.
Yeah. This is my swan song. This is my goodbye tour. I'm starting it off with What Are You Doing?
Let me tell you something. That's one of the best ways to start it. You know, we're critically
acclaimed.
Critically acclaimed. That's me right now. I cannot seem to form my words.
You talk like the parents in Charlie Brown.
But Mom, it's my turn. So.
I've never got that. Like, I don't get why the parents don't have voices.
I think it's just for comedic effect and be like
I mean, Tom and Jerry's owner has a voice, and we don't talk about how this cat and this mouse just magically understand a human? Like, that would make sense.
Well,
Like, you're a child. You understand your parents.
well, animals can understand different phrases.
I think they understand the voice inflection.
Like dogs, especially, they can understand, like, I think up to 100 words. Like, and they might not understand what they mean, but they understand.
Sit.
They understand that means I should sit down. Like, they might not grasp the concept of what sitting is, but they understand when the person says this, I should do that. So
we got Corey Jason here looking at us through the glass.
what a beautiful man.
Oh, he's shooting me a heart.
He shot me a heart too. This
Corey Nelson, greatest guy.
That's his name, Nelson.
Because
he's becoming the next Steven. So.
No, well, last year on Scarlet Fever, I think somebody accidentally said Corey Nelson, and because it was Steven Nelson.
Yeah.
So they kind of melted into one person.
For those of you who don't know, Steven was a beautiful man we lost last year.
Peace.
You know,
yeah, rest in peace. Him and David the Kid. Rest in peace.
He didn't die. He graduated. So.
He's dead to me.
Jeez.
I was texting him last night. I was actually texting him during this not this show, but during my morning show. Love the kid. David.
David. Just David.
But yeah, Steven's great. I hung out with him 2 weeks ago. He's still doing well. I actually hung out with him last week too. I've been seeing him a lot. A little bit too much. Yeah, he's one of those people that you never see him outside of a drinking sense. So it's a real, like, I'm on a downward spiral if I keep seeing Steven. Like, that's just a very bad way of life. But yeah, I saw
poor life choices. So
yeah, it's been a tough 3 weeks, and I last night randomly bought I told you the
jersey.
I bought the jersey.
But you said you've been meaning to buy this anyway.
No, I didn't mean to buy it.
Just...
Yeah, I woke up in the morning and I texted Justin. I'll be honest, I was a little under the weather.
Of course,
I'm
picking up what you're laying down.
Drunk. And I decided, I guess in the middle of the night, we were watching the Georgia game, and I was like, I want a jersey with the 150th anniversary logo on it. And so I was like, who's a funny player to buy? And Blankenship was kicking a punt at the time, and I was like, all right, I know who to get. And I just bought a jersey with his last name on it.
See,
I woke up the next morning, and I was like, did I really buy that? Like, and I logged on to the account, and I was like,
how much was it?
It was $25. And I was like, that's not too bad. If it was like $100 jersey, I would have canceled it. But it was a $25 jersey, and I was like,
well, it's already. I already put the order in.
Yeah,
so.
it was like, it's whatever.
I've had those like. I have never bought something like under any
under the influence.
Influence, but I've had those moments where I'll just buy something just because.
Yeah, just to buy something.
I was like, if I don't do it now, I'll never do it. So this one was funny. I remember seeing. I bought this Infinity Gauntlet, like the one you put your hand in, and it all lights up. The big one. So it was like $100, and it was like such a. I know. I was like, and I had no regrets for it. Like I saw.
I have regrets for you.
Nah, I didn't. Nah, it ended up being a great
purchase.
Great purchase. So I remember I got in my friend's car one day, and he's like, "What do you have there?" And I just pull out the gauntlet, and he's like, "Oh."
I mean, I bought a lot of dumb things in my life. Back to pro wrestling, I bought a very rare wrestling DVD for about the same price, and I still have it.
What I do is I collect Jurassic Park memorabilia and whatnot,
right.
So and Jurassic World stuff too.
Do you have any like actual used stuff in the film, or is it?
I do not, but I do have very expensive old figurines.
Yeah,
like that have just like one of them I think's worth like $5,000. So not selling it, so I like it a lot.
Why didn't you sell it? $5,000. That could buy you something that was used in the film. You could buy something that Chris Pratt touched.
Yeah, but like first of all,
Jeff Goldblum.
That's what I'm saying. I want to get something if Jeff Goldblum done it.
I've always wanted. So, if I could have one collection, I would love to collect old film. Like
I have a bunch of vintage VHS things just sitting on my shelf.
Well, I want the film canisters.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So, like, I was looking into it recently. Like, I looked up for some reason. I was like, oh, how much would Citizen Kane cost? And that's expensive.
Of course, yeah.
I also saw online somebody was selling Halloween, which is my favorite horror movie of all time.
Really? Like
Absolute,
did you like the
John Carpenter.
Did you like the remake? Or technically
liked
it's a sequel,
Parts.
so.
I like Parts. I thought it was very good at certain things. So Halloween was known for having long shots of like uncomfortableness.
Yeah.
It did that very well. And then the kids in the movie were written awfully, which, like, the kids in the first movie were written badly, but they were badly on purpose. These were badly and trying to be funny.
Yeah.
Whereas the kids just acted like teenagers in the first movie. And it's like, oh, they're just teenagers. Like, this one, it was like, they're bad teenagers. Like, it just wasn't that great.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I thought it was okay for what it was. That was the movie that I saw a week before its release.
Okay. That makes sense.
I love that movie so much, and I probably watch that like twice a year. That's one of those movies that I just always go back to. Same thing with like Dark Knight. I'll watch that whole trilogy.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I
can never get tired of Jurassic Park or even Jurassic World for that matter.
See,
So
if I had to choose a Jeff Goldblum movie, I would choose The Fly.
I love The Fly.
I love The Fly more than Jurassic Park.
I don't. I just think Jurassic Park is just. I grew up with it.
Yeah.
I love dinosaurs. That's.
When I grew up, I wanted to be a dinosaur.
I did. I wanted to be a T-Rex, and they told me
You just
I
stopped.
couldn't be a T-Rex. You ever see Step Brothers? Yeah.
Ah,
Be a T-Rex. Don't let the T. What was
Dad, you couldn't be a dinosaur. That's just physically impossible. Play the drums.
I want to get that. I want to get that like audio clip just to play that on my show. You can't be a dinosaur.
You can't be a dinosaur,
That's why
Dad.
I'm going to try to.
I love that movie.
That is
such a good movie.
Oh, that's an underrated film.
Underrated movie is Other Guys. Other Guys was also very good.
Explain it to me.
The Other Guys was
We actually have more time today because the other people they're not coming in. So if we go over, who's going to stop us?
we have like an hour and a half extra time.
If we want,
The Other Guys was Will Ferrell and Marky Mark in the Funky Bunch, just Mark Wahlberg. And it's just a great movie. It's them being police officers, and it's super funny.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
It starts off with Samuel L. Jackson and The Rock, and those are like the other police officers. So you looked up the song that
Yes.
I'm assuming that you're about to play, but I do enjoy. Do you know what that photo is?
That is from The Creature of the Black Lagoon, correct? Yes.
That is the creature from the Black Lagoon. I'm very happy that you know that.
Of course. I have this really old. I got this for Christmas one year where my family got me all of like these old black and white monster movies.
Oh yeah.
And I watched all of them.
Oh, yeah.
From Gamera to like 10,000 BC or something.
Yeah.
So
I'm assuming like was 8,000 Leagues Under the Sea is
Yeah.
also included on that.
yeah.
I grew up watching like Universal Monsters and things
Oh,
like
I
that.
love that stuff.
So great.
I've watched all the old Godzilla films. So
Ooh, I haven't delved into that yet.
they're
But that's
really
coming.
cheesy.
Yeah, I
They're
know.
really corny. I love them so much.
I
Did
just
you
love Mothra.
Did you see the new Godzilla that came out?
Yeah,
Over
I haven't watched a movie since Halloween last year.
Really?
Like I haven't watched a movie in
Well,
theaters.
that's gonna have to change.
I think
we gotta go see Joker. So
Yeah, I think that's what's gonna change it. I was gonna go see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but I think it's too late at this point.
all right.
But
No, yeah, I'd still go see it. So, well, it's
Yeah.
not in theaters anymore. So
yeah, that's why it's too late.
So here's my question to you: Is you want to wrap this up or you want to keep this rolling?
We can keep going for another 30.
All right. Well, we're gonna take a quick break then. My throat is dying here.
I don't know if you caught it, but
So-
I'm like sniffling a little bit right now,
Yeah,
just
so-
holding back.
Yeah, Baxter and I are suffering in silence here.
It's a tough show.
This is a tough thing, but hey, we do it.
We
do it
got
for the-
nominated for an award last year for sports. I want to get nominated for What Are You Talking About?
I do plan to like submit this.
just
submit
this
the show.
Just
Maybe
us being like,
Maybe not this show, but definitely because I do plan to have. Not that you're not a phenomenal guest. I love you, but I do have to have some bigger people on the show. Like I plan to have a buddy who worked at Marvel come on.
ooh.
So I got people. Who work,
Any big names? Like,
I can't reveal that just yet. So I gotta
Aw.
keep. Things are still in flux right now. So hopefully in the future I will have more. I don't want to promise anything, but hopefully
all right.
we can get this rolling. So we're gonna take a quick break. Make sure you stay tuned here on 88.7 WRSU FM, New Brunswick.
This was my first time.
You've never heard Ocean Man?
No, I've never been a Ween guy.
Oh, you're not a moot. You don't watch that many moot. Wait, you watch movies?
I
though.
do.
You watch movies.
I watch.
I can't even say you're not a moviegoer.
Yeah,
so.
I watch older movies though.
Let me ask you a question. What is the most perfect animated film of all time?
Iron Giant.
Very good answer. I agree, but you're wrong here. Would you like another guess?
Toy Story.
No, not even close.
What?
So, the most perfectly animated film with
Coco.
that is really good too, but Pixar doesn't hold a candle to this studio.
Oh,
It's
it's gonna be that Asian film. What is it? What movie are you gonna say?
You ready? Brace yourself.
All right.
The SpongeBob SquarePants movie,
With
the original.
Hasselhoff.
Hasselhoff. Yep.
Did you know that went up for auction? Like, there's a 10-foot David Hasselhoff like model.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't actually him in the water.
Oh, of
it was
course,
like it was like a fake body, but you could have bought that for like $10,000.
Huh. Well, that's
What's that? It's like what's that anime studio? They make like anime movies, and everybody.
Oh, Studio Ghibli.
Yes,
They went out of
Ghibli.
studio years. Well, they went out of business years. Well, they closed their stores because Disney didn't want to keep funding them. I don't know why. Have you seen some of their films?
No, I haven't.
Baxter, if you were,
That's who usually everybody says, like, you have to watch Studio Ghibli.
I am telling you, when I say these films are better than most of what comes out of Hollywood nowadays,
Yeah.
I'm not exaggerating when I say that because the animation alone makes me sick because they hand draw every scene.
Yeah.
And there's this, I remember this one scene from this one film called Princess Mononoke, all right?
I've heard of it.
In this film, there's like this infection of like these worms and stuff.
Yeah.
So this like big boar thing's walking through, and all these worms are crawling over it. It made me sick to my stomach looking at that, knowing someone had to draw every single frame of that. I was like, dear God, but that was the problem is it was so much work, and the films never did phenomenally,
never made a lot of money.
but they never were supposed to. So, because
I mean, I've been known to occasionally watch like foreign films, like
have you ever seen Train to Busan?
I think that's on my list. I haven't seen it yet. I mean, my favorite foreign, I have two that I really like. City of God was very good. It's a Brazilian film.
What's it about?
It's basically just growing up in Brazil and like the favelas and all that stuff, like just being a kid in Brazil. It's a very fascinating movie, but Old Boy is my favorite like foreign film. And you could play any scene from that and it's a beautiful scene. That's about a guy who gets kidnapped and trapped in a room for 13 years, and then he hunts down the people that entrapped him.
Ooh, interesting.
Very messed up movie. Very good. And that is, for a movie that is not in English, to break like my top 5 favorite movies of all time.
Wow.
I absolutely love that movie. Like, number 1 is probably Citizen Kane. Then